Welcome class to a quick video that is going to discuss PEST analysis. So to start things off, we want to figure out what this PEST analysis actually is. Well, PEST is an acronym, okay? So the P, the E, the S, the T, they all stand for something. The P stands for political, E, economic, S, socio-cultural, and the T is technological. Okay, what a PEST analysis does is a scanning, okay? It's a looking around of outside influences on an organization. So these are things outside of the company that they may not necessarily have any control over, but even though they don't have any control over it, it still influences their business, okay? It impacts them in some sort of way. So these PEST analysis are a good way of building out our SWOT analysis that we have been learning about, okay? Remember, the O and the T in SWOT stands for opportunities and threats, and these are external to the company. Okay, so we can use a PEST analysis to identify those external or those outside influences that could impact a business. So the first element of a PEST analysis is the P, the political issues. This is anything that has to do with the government being involved in some aspect of our business. It's going to fall under the political issues. Okay, what we need to ask ourselves are what laws are there or that may arise that are going to impact my business. I have a couple examples listed here. Do not call registries. So the government actually, has laws in place that prevent companies from calling certain people. Okay, imagine if you were a telemarketing firm and the government passed new do not call registries. That's going to completely change your business. You have no control over it, but regardless, it's still going to be an outside threat to your business. Okay, we would identify that through the P side or the P aspect of performing a PEST analysis. Downloading content on the internet. Okay, so it used to be that you could download anything, but then the government had anti-download laws that prevented the downloading of illegal content or stuff that wasn't paid for. That gave rise to legal downloading services like Spotify and iTunes. Okay, the government seizure of property. Can the government come in and just take my business? Okay, that's going to depend on what area of the world you're doing business in and what powers that government has over businesses in that country. Antitrust laws. Okay, is the company a monopoly? Am I the only company offering a product or service? Do I have too much power? If I'm identified as a monopoly, the government may come in and say, you know what, we're going to break you apart into a bunch of little companies. Okay, there's a wide array of political issues that could impact a business. The second element of a PEST analysis is the E, or economic factors. Okay, companies should be asking themselves, is the economy good or is it bad? And there's different ways of measuring that. Okay, during a good economy, companies are going to try to expand and take risks because they know that they have a little bit of wiggle room in operating their businesses. But during a bad economy, companies are going to focus on just trying to maintain what they have. They know it's tough out there, so they're not going to be taking as many risks. They're not going to be looking to expand. They just want to preserve what they have. So how do we know if the economy is good or bad? There's a couple key indicators that we can look at. Is the economy in a period of recession? Okay, is the economy shrinking or is it expanding? What are the unemployment numbers? Or is unemployment rising or unemployment going down? And that may also impact us from a perspective of, can we get enough employees to do the work that we need to be done? Are there certain trade restrictions with different countries? Are we able to get the materials that we need to produce the products that we want? Okay, so companies need to be looking at these economic factors to identify external opportunities and threats that may impact their business. The third element of PEST analysis is socio-cultural factors, okay? So these are things that are going on within the larger society that a company operates in. How are customers and potential customers' lives and views changing? Remember, we said that marketing is all about trends and keeping up with those trends. Society is what ultimately dictates the trends that are happening. Okay, how do our products align with these changes? We want to make sure that our products continue to meet the changing needs and wants of our customers. So a few examples. Now, there are tons and tons and tons of changes or things going on in society. But a couple, expanding ethnic diversity in the United States. That's a large national socio-cultural trend that companies need to be aware of. Okay, rising obesity rates in the United States. That's an example of a sociocultural trend that may need to be taken into account and may present opportunities and threats to certain businesses. Okay, the baby boomer retirement. A lot of people, a large portion of the United States will be retiring in the next 10 years. Okay, the products that they're going to buy may change once they retire. What companies are offering the products that they're currently buying? Are those same companies in a position to offer them the products that they want after they retire? These are just a very, very, very small set of examples of sociocultural trends and factors that companies need to be on the lookout for in order to identify opportunities and threats in their business. The final element of PEST analysis is the T, technological factors. Companies need to be asking, what ways is technology changing, okay? What's being developed, what's being accepted, and then what is fading away. Okay, they need to understand if their products are becoming obsolete, okay? Or are they developing the products of the future that the consumers are going to want, a year down the road, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. Some examples: 1-hour photography, that's been replaced by digital photography. Hardwired phones, they've been replaced by cell phones. Okay, flash and USB storage, it used to be very common, it's still around, but cloud storage has replaced a lot of that business. Okay, companies need to be aware of these shifts and these changes in technology to make sure that the products that they're offering continue to stay relevant and that customers will continue to buy them. Okay, this is a good way of identifying external opportunities and threats that can be used to build out our SWOT analysis.